None of us know how not to. It's all we bring to the table is being in Bell.
Alright, give it a bit. You liars! Look at that mess that you can see there. Jeez.
Well,
Louise.
in my defence, I'm on my phone, so it cuts a bit of your screen out.
And
I can't even see what's going on.
And you said you liars like I even had an input. I didn't say anything.
In like fairness though, like we said like 8 o'clock for this thing, and he cleaned his room at like gone 8 o'clock. So you know what? This is on you.
Listen, June goes, let's get a quick game in. Okay.
Okay.
Let's yeah, literally. Yes, senpai.
Yes, senpai. Ooh.
I was like, oh, alright, shit, let's get a good game in there.
This loss is for me.
And we did lose, yes.
Of course you lost.
Oh, then I'm just setting it on. Alright. Okay, so I've got quite a lot of
Intro.
topics. I know.
This is the intro. That's it. We're going from here.
No. I don't have to press anything. You've already got it running. Alright, cool. Okay, guys. Is it Jammy or Jam? Jam
podcast.
Jam podcast.
Jam podcast.
Right.
Jam podcast. This stays in.
Okay. Well, it's your boy. Nah, hello, guys. It's No Sentia from Jam Podcast, the most jarring podcast. I'm joined with Mr. Jumbug. I don't know where it is here or there, so whatever. And Neutral Jellyfish, on whichever side he is at. We've got quite a decent amount of topics to talk about today. Hopefully, we can get through them. Now, I already said this. Some of these topics I'm more interested to know about. I'm not even more interested. It's just I'm really intrigued to know about what Adam's gonna say about it, because while me and Jeanette can just be like, cool, this is what I want our kids to be like, X, Y, and Z. Adam has a child.
I do.
In case I say no, he's a daddy.
In case you guys don't know, like in case the one person's like, yeah, no, I know, I know this.
So it'll be interesting to know what he immediately thinks. He has a kid. So before we start, boys, you had a good weekend, good week. Yeah, I don't care.
Cool, good talk.
Minus losing all my games on League, but yeah. Been alright.
Alright, so as an intro to the first question, and we've got half an hour. So basically, I stumbled upon this YouTuber that his whole channel is about VR, right? And he did this one.
Are you gonna give him a shout out?
No, I don't know. I can't remember his name.
I had cool, still content. Let's go.
I had the whole video set up and everything to watch, but my Discord crapped out, so I can't even like do the things I wanted to do for it. So it's fine. But I can just explain what happened. So he had this. I found him ages ago as well, where he did a challenge where he was in VR for 24 hours, right?
Oh, okay.
He put the VR goggles on.
Did you go to sleep?
Really good one. No, this one he didn't sleep in VR. He just kind of like stayed up and then right? And he went on VR chat. Remember Habbo Hotel?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah? It's basically a Habbo Hotel, but you are in there with them and there's different avatars and you can have Sonic running around.
Yeah, I've seen it. I remember like there's a big thing with Uganda Knuckles was about like that.
Yeah,
like,
that was
littered with that.
Yeah, exactly that, right? So he was using this stuff. And he used it and he came out of it and he was like, this is surreal. This time though, he did a week in VR.
Oh,
and
he
wouldn't yes, as in he would sleep and take it off.
Keep it on.
But keep it on, and then he'd wake up, he'd exercise in VR and then go to these chats. And he was talking about how he would take off he would wake up and he would wake up in a different cosmos because he's in VR and it's
shifting in it.
Whatever star that exactly, whatever thing that someone rendered for him. And he met a lot of people. And he was like, when I came out of it, he got sad. Because he got really sad because he was like, yeah, he did, because when he was in VR, he was talking to so many people, and people came to join him from the stream. So there were a lot of people keeping him company 24 hours of the day,
okay.
right? and he would play like Mario Kart in VR for flip's sake. Like that's that he'd play that for hours on an end, and then he would go to like a different star. He had a podcast where he went to some guy, it was a dinosaur talking to him, right?
Did he live stream like 24 hours as well for it?
Yeah. He was on for
Because
the whole thing.
imagine being a viewer, logging onto VR just to watch him sleep.
People would come to.
But
where
people do
his
that
room-
anyway, don't they? They
Yeah,
watch people. Yeah.
There was a streaming. There was a sleeping stream that went through Twitch at one point, where the person literally go to sleep, and you just kind of watch clips while they're sleeping, and you just
You just
get money.
reminded me of a really funny, like really cool thing. It's not he wasn't doing VR. I saw a clip recently of a guy who did. He was raising money for charity. So what he did was he connected his Alexa to his computer, so that whenever someone donated £2.50, whatever they said during that donation, Alexa would do what it said basically, and so a lot of the times they were just putting loud music on and then just waking him up, so he'd just be waking up.
Oh, I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah. The cool thing about it is obviously he would have raised a lot of money because it's only like you see it as only £2.50, but if everyone's doing it throughout the night, he's losing out on a lot of sleep. Yeah. In fact, he's not even
But
sleeping.
it's like for a night, it's not that bad.
Yeah. But what was annoying, and I was getting frustrated for him, is they kept asking Alexa to reveal his location,
Oh,
and he kept getting annoyed.
Okay.
And then they got him slyly by saying, what's the weather, Alexa? And then it said the weather in, and then his location. But it didn't say obviously his exact location. It just said the town. So now,
I know, but even
That's
so,
that's
like,
enough. That's
Yeah.
enough for some people
Yeah,
to
yeah,
trend.
yeah.
down.
Because I mean, we live in an age where even you may have heard Shia LaBeouf put a white flag in the middle of a random location live stream that 24 hours. Like people use the stars that were visible in the background to actually find the location and take it down.
Oh
Like
my
what people
God.
can do with the most minimal information is terrifying.
Yeah, you can't share anything, honestly.
No.
So yeah.
It's not worth it.
So that sucks, but yeah, I think that was really cool of him. Like he lost out on a lot of sleep, obviously, but he obviously raised a lot of money for charity,
made
and he's
money.
smart. He's smart because obviously he didn't keep the money, obviously, but well, I hope not. And yeah, that's quite cool. I think that's really cool.
No, a lot of people did sleeping streams like that. So yeah, what I was gonna ask is right, what and obviously, do you know Sword Art Online? Do you know what that is? You don't know what it is. I don't know, do you?
No.
Basically, it's an anime where they get stuck inside a VR game, which is like RuneScape. And if you
Okay.
die in the game, it blows up this headset in real life, where you can't escape it until you finish the whole game.
What?
Right?
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. Oh,
It's
yeah.
like-
No, of course.
Yeah. So he played that game. Someone made that game in his thing, and he was actually playing it. And basically, what's your opinion on him doing this for a week straight, and then his reaction to taking it off, and then immediately getting sad, and he was sad for a couple of days actually afterwards, right?
Yeah.
And then, what is also your opinion on the progression of VR and where it can lead up to like SAO, like Sword Art Online, where you're literally augmented inside? Because they tried that with Pokemon Go, technically, right? With augmented reality, a little bit.
I think it's a fantastic thought experiment. I like to see the effect on it. I mean, like humanity throughout the ages has always put people in very stressful situations, like sensory deprivation and all that. This is like the complete opposite. This is like giving new limitless sensations as to what could be possible. Like you think about that, you could effectively give someone like superpowers and have them borderline believe it because of just the visual input that they're getting. So I do think that's really interesting. But
What?
I do think that's gonna definitely stop a lot of people from actually like going outside and doing stuff, because it'll effectively create its own ecosystem. I think it's effectively the Matrix. Let's not be around the bush. That's effectively. I know that's what we're going for here. That's what we're edging at. Yeah, that's what I think it'll go.
See, this is the thing. I'm gonna answer that by bringing up something not even related to VR, but related to gaming. So I was watching a thing about, I think it might have been a podcast. I can't remember. It was either an interview or a podcast, and they were talking about how gaming should be classed. There should be limitation gaming because not because of the violence and stuff like that, but because it's so addictive. Because it's a form of escapism, isn't it? And
Oh yeah.
and so is, they were saying that so is drug taking. Like drug taking is an escapism. So they're saying like equally it can be as addictive, gaming.
Yeah, but so is reading a book.
Yeah.
You see like Ethan from the Sidemen, for example. He can't not utter a word about exercise.
Yeah.
Every sentence is exercise.
But this is what they were saying. So that, but like obviously gaming, like when you spend X amount of hours, not everyone's becoming a professional streamer and making a living of it. So you can almost end up wasting your life on it if you're, I don't know, putting too much time into it. Do you get what I'm saying? And not being productive in your own spare time. And I think that's kind of the gist that we're getting at. So now imagine that was just gaming. They were talking about just gaming there. Now imagine VR. That's like, I think that's a next step level up. And like you were saying, like to make someone believe that they have superpowers, like that can, if someone has mental health problems, which let's face it, in this day and age is a lot more common now. It's a lot more common than it.
I don't know if it's more common. I think we should know more about it, so we can.
I think we definitely know more about it, but I also think we have more stuff that doesn't help us. So stuff like a lot of this technology makes us more antisocial, makes us less outgoing. That's the problem. Like you know, we're all stuck to our phones. So I don't think, I agree that yes, we know a lot more about it, but we certainly weren't as exposed to anti-socialism as much. So
can I interject for like a second there? The social aspect. The one thing that VR has is you will be off your feet. You will be off the chair.
It's not even just about that though.
Second thing is you'll meet this guy. Partly why this guy was so sad was because he got to meet so many people from so many different places and talk to them 24 hours. Because that's virtual reality. You are going to be around a lot of people, so you will be talking to them.
Imagine people that have anxiety problems that then can only use that to do anything, but in real life they're not able to do anything because they rely on that so much. Do you get what I'm saying?
And not only that, you do get a very full sense of confidence when you're behind the screen. Like, we've all played League of Legends. We all know the fantastic community it has.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that you can say anything has almost zero repercussions from it.
So, me personally, I would say overall, it's amazing, but I wouldn't say it's a good thing because, you know, everything what I've just said basically, but anyone basically, I think predominantly anyone who has social anxiety, it will definitely, and I think that's stereotypically, I don't know the numbers and facts, but I think stereotypically it's always aimed at gamers, isn't it? So people that were like nerds,
it's a big market
and gamers.
So okay, it's actually interesting that you're talking about social anxiety and stuff, because from the people in VR chat, just VR chat, right? Because VR chat is there. It's Habba Hotel, like I said. It's you go there to talk to people, right? From just there, a lot of people, and it ties to what you said as well, Adam. Because you have an avatar and it's not who you are, they've used it to not get past their anxiety, but improve their situation. So there's a lot of
in it.
Yeah, because they used it to kind of, you know, they're talking to people.
Yeah.
But I'm in agreement with you there, Jin. I don't see enough positives in VR that, because okay, cool. You know what? maybe hiring in school, in you know, hospitals and stuff. Like when me and you were in hospital, right? You could go in VR. You could just boom. PlayStation was one lifesaver for me when I was in hospital. Same thing, I'm guessing with you as well, Jin. Put yourself in VR, and then that child is just. He doesn't have to worry about his situation. You can't walk, but let's say in years down the line, we've got augmented where like a full dive, you can't use your feet, but in that game you can use your feet, so someone can use their feet again, right? But it's the Matrix. It's 100% the Matrix, as you said. Like, and the thing is that the fact that this guy actually got sad when he came out of it, that's what got to me, because like he got out of it. He got out of it and he goes, oh, his exact words were, because it left an impact on me. That's what I remember. It was their graphics in real life isn't good, basically. But you ain't gonna call graphics in real life. What do you mean?
Yeah.
What?
So,
You know?
what's your verdict? Yay or nay?
I say nay. For the gaming
Um,
aspect, hell yeah. Oh my god, it'd be fun. But for
Yeah.
kids, no.
I say no purely because like we've become such an impatient people. Like instant gratification is fantastic. Like why work for a certain physique if you can just have an avatar with it? Like why go places where you can just literally load yourself into a lobby? So
Exactly.
interesting thought experiment. Fantastic for gaming. Overall, no.
No. So all in agreement on no here.
Yeah, I think that's fair
Yeah.
to say.
Fair enough.
But it's good.
I mean-
I think it'd be good.
I mean, just RuneScape alone for flip's sake. I remember logging in 16 hours a run trying to get one level. I
Trying
was
to play
there
VR,
for-
like you're just constantly like swinging your pickaxe at a rock for 16 hours in VR.
Lit-
That'd
Well,
be a
you
good
know you're gonna-
workout.
That'd be
would
good
be
work.
fantastic.
That would be. Oh my god! I remember this one. Like when I say gamer, like literally the image that you would think if someone said nerd, right?
Yeah.
And he first tried out VR, and he said he was like, the graphics was nice, but my feet hurt, so I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. I was like, what do you mean?
Like you come out like after doing Sora, you've got one massive arm and one skinny
Yeah.
arm. Like, oh, what have you been doing? Just sawing my wood.
Right. Well, okay. So we're gonna segment a little bit less on. What you see? There's a theme to my day, but right. So I was talking to one of my friends the other day. Right. I have friends, guys, outside of you. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I don't believe it. But continue.
You don't believe- Okay. Wow.
Fine.
So,
Go and talk to your other
friends.
So I was talking to him about.
I think
You
we
know-
looked on my screen. We looked the same way as well.
Oh, did it?
Oh,
I
wow.
was too busy looking away.
So he basically, me and him were talking about how, and it's something that you touched upon, Janae, just now. Gaming nowadays can become a career, right? People make money
Yeah.
from gaming. Luckily enough, this conversation went really smooth because he wanted to be a footballer and he actually was part of like a lot of clubs and stuff, and he went really far out. So he knows about chasing a dream, right? Mind you, this person still put himself into university and graduated, so like he didn't completely throw himself out into the dream, but he understands the concept of a dream. Okay, so nowadays you can make money gaming. Fortnite specifically, people made millions
think
and
like-
millions.
One of the latest ones was like over 20 mil for the competition for it.
Yeah,
Like for like the World Series kind of thing.
the guy that won 3 mil. Dan, that's it. He won 3 mil. He
That was
went
like an
home with-
early one though, like that 3 mil.
Yeah.
Like they've
Yeah.
easily topped that since.
So I
Crazy.
will talk. It's you think about the streamers that actually made it. A lot of streamers that never used to be good, never used to be like big streamers, made a lot of money simply because they played these games 24/7 and a lot of them were kids. Like there was a lot of the European streamers in these tournaments were literally 16 years old. 16. And I remember me and Janae just there like, wow, they're so sick. Like, fuck, they're 16. And they're making more. They've made more money than we will for a while. Anyway, so me and him were talking about it, and then he brought up a really good topic in his college. Age of Empire. Both know the game.
Yeah.
You
I
should
know
the
of
game,
it. I don't know. Does it play a bit like a strategy game,
Turn-
like Boom Beach kind of
Turn-based
thing?
strategy.
Yes. Yeah.
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 Okay. Cool.
But more grand.
yeah,
like,
I imagine. Yeah.
with.
Oh
with
no, I'm
history.
thinking Civilization. That one is actually
It
like
plays like Civilization. as well.
yeah.
So just think of it in that aspect, right?
Mhm.
Apparently, in his school, this game was very popular. So what the head teacher done was he fixed up the library and he gave every student an hour allowance to play this game, right?
Okay, that's cool.
And what happened was this school went from a school where they weren't doing that well to a school where if a teacher obviously if you got in trouble, I'm gonna take your hour away for the week, right? And then people wanted to play that damn game, so it got to a point where everyone was just on their behavior with anyone that gave a shit because they just wanted to play this game, right? And it increased productivity. So
Did it improve grades?
yeah, because they had the only way you could play the game is by being good in class, da 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 da, right? And me and him were talking. I was like, see, this is such a smart way of using gaming. When Fortnite came out, a lot of people were so annoyed about, oh, what my kid is so addicted, blah 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 blah. But no one actually went out their way to properly use that in this way, right? Discuss. What's your opinion on using games as an incentive? Do you think it's healthy to use something that level addictive as an incentive? Do you think you could ever get to a point where you can control it?
I don't think it was a case of using something that addictive. I think it was being smart and trying to improve not only his school rating but the kids' lives. So I think it's smart and all rounder good. I can't really see much negative out of it. I'll be straight with you.
Yeah. Do you think that should be put in place in many schools, like a gaming room? If it doesn't get jacked, it probably will get.
The problem is there's that, but I think it's also catering to your audience. So it's not always going to be majority gaming. You might go to a school that have a majority of like people that love playing football, not much gamers. Like there's always going to be gamers. There's always going to be gamers in every school you go to, but I think for some schools they might have to slightly cater it to. Not as I say, predominantly that it would work, but in some schools you will have to cater differently. Especially all girls school. What about them? You know, like.
Hey, girls, a lot of girls are playing games.
They are, but if you look at the percentage of girls that are actually into gaming, I don't know any myself. I don't know any person in person that genuinely.
The only reason I can say this is because I was talking to my little cousin Yasir, and there's like a group there for Fortnite and for games, and there's girls there, and I was like, wait, there's girls? And it was like a lot of girls play Fortnite and Apex. And I was like,
I think times are changing now. Like it's become such a popular platform. Like anyone and everyone's getting into it. Be it age, gender, anything. Like it's such an open field, and there's such a vast market for it now. Like between like cooking sims to sport games to shooters to strategies, there's so much to offer now. It's which is something I feel back to what you said, John. Like trying to cater for everyone. Like there's no way they're going to get licensing for everything or the budget for it, because that's a hefty thing to try and pay out for. So yeah, it could be cool, but I think it's going to be something that's not going to be accessible for everyone.
And then one question I most care about today is, if you had a child that we both know, we all know Shroud.
If I could imagine that.
Wow, and we all know here, right?
Shroud, yeah.
Do you know who Shroud is, Adam?
No.
Shroud has been given the name the human aimbot, because since this guy was like 8 years old, his dad built his first PC with him, and then this boy has been playing FPS games since he can walk, basically.
Okay.
So this guy can literally, you can put any game in front of him, a couple of seconds into the game, he'll figure out the setting, like the sensitivity, and he'll do better than someone that's been playing that game for God knows how long. Right? This guy is just that amazing, right?
Yeah.
So you have a kid, they come to you, and you see a talent in them gaming, and they want to be a gamer. What do you do? Because and I asked the same thing to the boy, because he was obviously a footballer. So if he had a kid, he was like, I want to be a footballer. Do you cater to this? Do you try and curve it a little bit, make sure you get them into education, or do you just throw them in there and just? Do you think it's valuable enough for them to like become a gamer?
Yeah.
It's
something they want to do. I'm all for it. I'm all for it, because it's the same as any pursuit on that one. It's because it's seen as taboo, it's seen as a pleasure rather than like for work. But I see it as no other career path, because again, gaming as a whole is such a team go into it. Like you could start off as a gamer just playing video games, and you realize actually I want to be the person that makes the video game itself. I want to make the code for it, or I want to make the artwork for it, or I want to do the promos for it. Or you got people who just aren't even good at gaming but have the charisma to carry it forward. So that's where a lot of channels like that come from. So I think gaming for work has a lot of potential. There's a lot of avenues you can go down. Even if you say start throwing it into, like, say like you got a kid like football and you start like pumping them into football or whatever, and you go, I like it, but I could do physio, I could do coaching, I could do management, I could do loads of things. It's no different to anything like that. So I'm all for it. And at the end of the day, if it's something they're passionate about, they'll seek avenues to improve themselves anyway. So yeah, I'm all for. Just don't put me off for 7 days in a row.
You know how, like,
sorry.
You know how, like, stereotypically, foreign parents, typically Asian, always want their kids to become like doctors and lawyers. Mine's gonna be a gamer, like
Surgeon Simulator. That's it. That's all you're playing.
Literally, like, from the moment they can walk, they're gonna be playing video games. Nah, like, I was reading recently about KSI and how he first came to be what he was, like, you know, doing. And it's funny that I read that recently because he actually mentioned it in one of his more recent video interviews. And I thought it was weird because I already knew this, but basically what happened was when he was in sixth form, he was like getting regular views and he was doing well. And he went up to his teacher and he said to him, look, I don't know what I want to do. Like, I want to do this full time, this YouTube thing full time, and I don't know whether I should leave school for it to pursue it. And his teacher said, well, how much are you earning? And regularly, he goes, I'm averaging 1,500 a month. And his teacher goes, apparently his teacher told him, you're earning more than me, so my advice to you would be, do it.
Yeah.
And that would basically be my same thing. Like, I would want them to have a backup plan in terms of their education. I think education is really important. So I'd want them to have a plan and pursue it, but I wouldn't want them to totally rely on it because of how harsh it is. Like, it's a very harsh industry now, like, and it always has been, to be fair. Like, even people like Tim the Tatman, you told me he was streaming for years before he became famous. So you
remember though, like when we was back in education, that makes it sound really old. YouTube had only just started out. Like, having a career on it was unheard of. But now you've got your PewDiePies, you've got, like, even more British, like KSI. You've got loads you can go from. And again, like, stream, like, not only has that become a career, but they've expanded it. So you've got live streaming now, and there's loads, and it's just another form of entertainment more than anything. But because it's newer, it's not viewed as highly as, say, your mainstream media, like your TV, cinema, yada yada yada. But it's gonna get up there because, say, there's channels that get millions upon millions of views, and the ad revenue you get from that, or sponsorship you get from that. But even like a small channel, I say small channel, like 5 million subs, you can live off that. So times have changed. 100%.
See, this is cool because it actually goes to the next part I was talking about as well, and then you mentioned it, Adam. When we looked at the coaches for League of Legends, some of these guys were booked out, and you were paying hefty, like you could. I saw £25 to £100 an hour, right?
Right.
And these guys were booked. Like, they'd be telling you, you know what, I can't do today. Maybe in 2 weeks time. You know, like, Junaid, please.
Yeah,
you had to do
my one I booked, which worked out to be about. He's now the first session you paid for worked out to about 25 quid, but after that first session, you then have to pay about 30 quid for a session.
Oh, so
which is basically like driving.
Kind of pay.
Yeah, so it's almost like driving lesson kind of.
Right.
Rates. Okay. And when I first booked a session, you messaged me and was like, look, the website's a bit messed up at the moment, so I'm not free that day, but I'm free this day. And, like, you would have thought, like me personally, like, obviously if you're really trying to grind out, you would fit it in late night. You know, you try and say, oh, well, I can do this, but it's going to be really late. Can you do this time? Nah, he's sticking to his schedule. He can afford to stick to his schedule. And he can afford to say, actually, no, it's going to be next week. If I can't do it this week, but I can do it next week. And we did, and that was fine. And you got to think, he's charging, what, equivalent to roughly about £30 an hour. and then you got these other people that are doing 100, and you're like, they're doing 100 because not only is it because of their worth, but because they know they can and they're getting enough people to do it, and so they're doing well for themselves, and that's pretty cool.
And you always need that one person that just doesn't really improve, but sometimes improves. So they're like, yeah, I want to book you every month. So in that sense, I'm a personal trainer. Right? I have the knowledge. I just don't flip and apply it. I don't care. Right? And I look at like how much quota and you know when I used to train, how much we make like 50 quid, 30 to 50 quid an hour. Right?
Yeah.
And I had to pay I had to pay and go and study and do exams and all that stuff. And this guy, to be honest, this guy did the same thing. He paid from his experience. Like he played games and he got good at the game to the point where he could do this, become a professional. The same way I would have to spend time educating myself, right? And there you go. There's money. There's money to be had in this. And it is an esports now. It is literally a sports franchise because you're still having to use skills and like your brain is huge with some of these games. You can't just mindlessly play, like, you know. So,
Play Garen.
Huh?
Unless you play Garen or you.
Unless you play Garen, yeah, no. So I was gonna say the coaching and contrast between fitness coaches and gaming coach has become very small now because same way you can have a fitness coach to train you, and the same thing as well. You get one person doesn't really improve, but he's kind of improving. As a fitness coach, same thing as a gamer. He's just not really improving, but he wants to play. He wants it, and then he keeps siphoning money at him. So, you know, what I was gonna say is, I already answered this. When is gaming too harmful? And the pursuit of it, we kind of already answered when is gaming too harmful, right? At the beginning, when you said it kind of goes in. Okay,
I think it's the same as anything though. It's the fact that you need to moderate yourself with it. Like, very much like I can be very, very lazy. I procrastinate a lot. And anyone who knows me can probably vouch for that. It's when you put that in way of what you should be doing, and like I say, it's too easy to get into it. And we've all been there where it's like, I'll be on for one more game, and then it's like the sun's rising, your eyes hurt, like what happened? So I think that's the point. Next question, please.
Yeah. Well, what time are we on, Jen?
We are on 32 minutes, but from when we went live, about 10 minutes into it before we started, so about 20 minutes into it.
About 20 minutes. Okay, we can try and get these. Well, by the way, we flew through my questions, which was really good. Like, I'm actually happy with
I've got a question. I want to go back. It's a question back to
go on.
In topics, but I don't. Do you want me to do that?
Go on.
Have you got yours written down?
All my questions, I've got it on the document that you guys don't check. But okay.
Okay, so in relation to my
Discord for it.
to the one I hosted is okay. I want each person, including myself, to name a game that you think. So I'm going to name a game that I think Adam was the best at. Not like as in like he was better than us, as in like what Adam played.
No. I was the best at.
No. What game you picked at? Like what game you personally picked at?
Yeah, like where where you were actually, out of all the games I've played, what is the best game I've ever been at? And not necessarily better than you two, but just yeah. And so I want so you guys have to think of an answer for each person.
Both, and then for each person.
Yeah, okay. But not for yourself, because obviously.
Okay, I already have mine. Actually, for both of you.
Have you got yours, Adam?
Okay. No, but please, go do yours too, and I'm sure I'll have one by then.
But it can't be just for the sake of copying. So let's just think of our answers quickly, if you can. Because otherwise, you're just going to be like.
We can't say the same one.
No, you can, but I don't want it to then be influenced, being like, actually. Yeah,
okay, cool. I already know mine. All right, cool. I'm gonna stay quiet.
Oh, it's gonna be a long episode now because I'm just gonna be me sitting here like a lemon. Okay, go. Okay, cool.
You got yours, yeah? I don't actually even have mine. This is my question.
Yes.
This is your question.
This is my question.
I've already got one from. I thought it was gonna be for me, so I had an answer for me straight away. But then you said, "Oh, about you two."
Afterwards, we'll discuss what we think of ourselves.
Okay, go on.
Because I wanted to ask that as well. But okay, I've got two for Mehdi, but Adam, You're a difficult person because you jump between games so much.
I pinball so hard.
Actually, I got it.
Wait, are we doing one game for each person or 2 games for each?
No. We're doing one game, but I'm stuck between 2 for you.
Oh, okay.
And
okay.
for Adam,
Can I go first?
I got Adam's. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, I want to hear what you got for Adam now. Because I think I'm not. Yeah, go on. I want to know what you got for Adam now.
I was really trying to think hard about it because Adam does not like sticking to a game. He just jump. And the thing is, Adam picks things up very fucking quickly. And I was gonna say,
could you imagine if I stuck the game?
what's the one that the fighting game we all used to play?
Brawlhalla?
Brawlhalla. I was gonna say Brawlhalla. Yeah. That was gonna be my. You were gonna say Brawlhalla. I was gonna say League.
What?
My answer for you is League.
For me?
Yes, because if you take the time scale of how much hours you put in, you look at the level. We got a clear 100 levels on you, roughly, if not more.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
And
I was gonna say,
we're constantly dragging you into our elo, and we're not even doing great. But you're holding. There's games where I'm not even doing great. Mehdi's not doing great, but you're doing neutral. You're not dying, but you're CSing like crazy.
He said it.
Yeah.
He said it. Neutral.
But you get what I'm saying.
That's the thing.
And so for me, that's why it's League of Legends for you because. Yeah.
Wait, so this is the game. So just make sure this is the game that I've peaked at.
I would say so.
Okay, that's fine.
Because
just make sure I've got the question down.
Yeah. Just because out of all the games you've played, I feel like this is a game that you've picked up very quickly and played at a high skill level, considering how much you play.
Imagine calling out Elo.
But but otherwise, yeah, it was going to be that. It was either going to be that or All Stars.
Okay.
Mehdi. All Star was the PlayStation version of Super Smash Bros. This guy was a dickhead at that game. Such a dick. He played an OP champion as well, but he was a dickhead at that game.
Oh, I changed characters once they brought out a DLC for Cat from Gravity Rush.
Yeah,
Gravity Rush.
You did.
I flicked out. So they even picked up Dante for a while, who was a heavy combo champion with a lot of cancellations.
So
a lot of animation cancels. I want to play on League.
So for me, for you it's League. I think for Mehdi, see, just the only reason I haven't got a proper answer is because I don't know what you're like nowadays on RuneScape. And so for me, I know you've always been playing it non-stop, so you're constantly just on it. But I would actually say Apex, because you play, again, same thing as you've gone from not playing it for ages. When you were playing it, you were smashing it, but then not to play it for ages, to picking it back up, and basically picking up from where you left. Given how many people, this is the first-person shooter version of Fortnite, right? And given how competitive Fortnite and Apex has gone, you look at the building in Fortnite now, and you look at the level of IQ people play in Apex, it's just skyrocketed. It's just insane. Even Warzone. So for me, the reason I say Apex for you is just because you pick it up and you play it so well.
That's it. So for me, for Adam, I said Brawlhalla, right? Because I remember there was a couple of games we were playing, and this guy was doing the flipping the gravity cancel bullshit, right? And the thing is, Sid plays Brawlhalla a lot, and he actually got to plat, right? And I still was like, Adam would smack you. I know for a fact Adam would smack the shit out of you still. And this boy was doing a bunch of stuff, and I was just there oh, I hate both of you right now.
It's like watching you, because we played a free for all with the 4 of us.
Yeah.
And you two were teaming off against each other, and I was like, nah, he's the highest ranked in here. I'm going for him.
And you would fight. You would do 2v. You'd fight 2v1 sometimes. And I'm just like, oh, this is annoying. But Janelle would just be throwing stuff because
he's just a terrible human. Yeah.
For me, with you, because I was gonna say, I mean, the only games I think I've seen you play properly was obviously, other than the shooters, was Tekken and Brawlhalla. But Brawlhalla is the only one that fully stuck on me. The thing is, what you said about League of Legends, that's amazing. That's true. 100% is true because
Mm.
you've always like you've adapted to the top role. Like it's your island. You're in your little island.
Yeah.
You've done that. Like you've got all the wave control. You got it perfectly. So that is 100%. But you know, I don't know, man. It's just being triggered by you playing Brawlhalla just kind of sticks to my.
To wake up cold
To me,
sweats
it's
thinking about it.
Yeah. To me, it's Brawlhalla for you, and for
Okay.
Junaid, I still think you gave up on Fortnite too quickly. Right? I'm just gonna put that out there. But it's Siege.
Siege.
Siege on Siege, and especially Siege on PC as well, because you picked up Siege on PC very quickly, but you're too stuck on controllers, so you just didn't want to, you know, you're too good at controllers. But I still think Siege on PC, you picked that up super quick, and we were playing together a lot, and you were smacking, especially with Kavera as well, and who's the guy that used to go
Vigil.
The Vigil, right? But Siege on PS4, especially with trying to get to plat, and you got plat plenty a lot of times, right? So with the guys that we used to play with as well, hands down Siege. You had a lot of fun playing Siege, and there was a lot that you did in Siege that I remember where you would do so sick, and it was amazing always watching you roam. And you know, we did get to a point where you always wanted this team dynamic, that you wanted to play in a team and actually be able to play the game properly in a functioning fucking team, right? But we know, wow, this is the first time someone small. I'm sorry, but you're playing an actual functioning team, and we never got to do that. We got to do that slightly, but we never got to do it at a higher level. But we got to taste it a little bit, you know. Yeah. And the strategy plan was fun as well to make, and you loved that. So for me, for you it was Siege, but I do think you gave up on Fortnite one too many. I just, there was a building aspect and you just didn't want to stick with it. You tried. I know for a fact you tried, right? You tried. But if someone like Nick Merckx that was in the same boat as you, he refused to learn, and he eventually learned, and it's not the same because he gets to play all day. You don't. But Fortnite, there was a lot of, like, you had 100+ wins very early in, whereas people didn't have any. So Fallout, I feel like you gave up on a little bit too quick. But Siege, hands down, for me, that was the game where you did stick at the most. And I'm sure if you pick it up now, I don't know about controller, but maybe controller actually. I don't know about PC, but I think you'd be able to do it again. So
what, Siege?
Siege, yeah. That's mine.
Nice.
Adam?
Alright, guess it is me. Let's see. I'll go Metty first on this one, because I knew you put a lot of time to RuneScape, but I never really saw your gaming in RuneScape. So I know you were good. I know you was up there. So I would normally do that, but I didn't see it. So I don't want to be like, yeah, that's where you peaked, because I never watched you do your raids or whatever. So my one for you was going to be League, purely because I very rarely seen you drop a lane, and you are such a heavy one trick. Even against not in matchups that aren't in your favor, I've seen you still do pretty well in that. So that was it for me. And not only that, you can play most of the roles, and you have a good understanding of most of the roles on that one. So that's for me. That's mine for you. Mine for you, Jun. I was struggling in that one. I was gonna go one of the first Modern Warfares on Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because I remember you was really good at that, and I remember you used to have the maps down and all that kind of BS. So that was good. That was gonna be mine for yours, but again, that's like an old game. It's like
I forgot about COD.
It's like
COD 4 Modern Warfare.
I was gonna say the first Modern Warfare. That was like something you spent time on.
You had gold guns, bro.
Yeah.
You know what? The thing that you mentioned that I wouldn't even thought of, right, was my map knowledge. Which I would have just said, just shooting and killing. But thinking about it, my map knowledge was just insane. Like, I knew exactly where people were. and how to get to them in the most sneakiest way, because I was always watching videos on YouTube on how to do glitches, how to get to this spot in the most sneakiest way, and it would get me kills because they'll be camping on the floor watching the doorway, and I sneaking through the window in the most maddest way that you wouldn't think you'd be able to get into that window. So
Yeah, that's mine. Yeah.
and then, so what do you guys think personally to yourself? You think you would, you peaked up at?
Okay, listen.
Messi seems ready, like hand raising and everything. He's ready for this.
I forgot about this game completely. Black Ops. Is it Black
Okay.
Ops 2? The one with the Ripper.
Yeah. You would
I
be.
sunk hours. I had all gold operators. I was on my way to getting dark matter. And you know what? Even this COD, I've got most gold guns. And you know what? I remember Junaid was like, wait, you got this gold gun ready? And then I'll be like, oh, June, I got this gold pistols. I finished the pistols. And he'd be like, what? You just, yesterday. I banged out those challenges and I had COD. I really like, COD was great.
Yeah,
COD,
that's it.
people don't like Black Ops 2, but for me, COD, Black Ops 2 is my favorite. But I truly think for me, and it was Fortnite when I finally got the master hang of using mouse and keyboard, because it took for a long time for me to get to mouse and keyboard. And then there was one game that I know that you can remember, Junaid, when we jumped in and it was basically scrims at the last map, and I was just going. Me and Junaid were just going ham, and I'm like, Junaid, go over here, we're gonna do this. And me and Junaid just going through it, and then we won the game, and he was just like, what? That, to me, that's when I finally got the hang of mouse and keyboard. But then we switched games, and it was like, okay, cool. Because I don't want to play games on myself anyway. I don't care about it. But
Yeah,
for me, it would be Fortnite and then Apex, maybe. Yeah, Fortnite and Apex. Apex, exactly what Junaid said. Because I just love Apex. It's just so fun.
yeah, you like spend time in your heirlooms.
I love Wraith. I just like Wraith.
What about you, Adam?
I'd say for me, it's gonna be. I can't remember. It's either Halo 3 or Halo 4. Like one of the first ones, you could like customize your individual character pieces.
I don't know why I didn't think of that.
What do you think about Halo?
I spanked on that online. Like, I was really like good at that.
I forgot about that.
I used to be really good at kind of like say map, not map manipulation, but map movement, like getting around it, and like just one of the later, I think it's one of the last Halos I was on the 360. I want to say it's 4 maybe, but I really enjoyed that one. I felt like that's where I plateaued. Also because it's one of the last few games where I was really playing the game by myself on that one, whereas now I'm like very much a social game. I only really go online when other people are online. So yeah, I'd say Halo for me.
Yeah, I can't believe, because I've seen your Halo gameplay. We used to play online.
Yeah.
We used to play, what was that? There was a zombie one. I think it's called Killer.
Infection, yeah.
Infection. Yeah.
I
you know,
used to love that.
you played the Call of Duty version, Mehdi. They got it from, well, I don't know. For me, I'm pretty sure they got it from Halo. And me and Adam used to play that, and you were good. You were good.
Yeah. You drink?
I actually don't know. It's basically. What? No, actually, you were really good at that, actually, Adam.
What's that?
Little Big Planet. You were really good at picking building stuff.
I think that like kind of comes back to I'm very like mechanically minded. I like that OCD.
Yeah.
Like some people would like just play something. I like to type in the X and Y axis where I want that thing to be sitting.
For me, it's actually between the two games you guys mentioned, and I don't know which one of the two. I think I'm gonna say purely on Siege, on the fact that I imagine as I've gotten older, I've become a better gamer. So, like, and I think for Siege, I think was that what was cool about it was headshots are insta kill, and that was like one of the first games for me that I've played that where you do a headshot and it will insta kill. So it's all about your aim and how good you are. And so for me, that's why I think I liked it so much, because of that aspect to it. So, but yeah, for me it's Siege. And even like when I transferred over to PC, The only reason I feel like I mean, obviously my aim wasn't bad considering how little time I put in. I think what made me a good PC Siege gamer was my gaming knowledge. Like, I don't often do anything too amazing. I just outsmart the opponent. That's all I do, and that's most of my games. Like, I outsmart players. I don't necessarily do anything skillful.
Well, I don't agree with that, but okay.
But yeah,
Being able to outsmart someone is skill because you have to use your skills against them. So I don't really fully agree with you saying that it's not skillful, outskilling them. But
Like,
okay.
come back to map
well,
knowledge,
skillful mechanics.
If you say
matchup.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
Skillful mechanics.
if you okay,
Yeah.
well, okay, because I was thinking about the term outplaying someone, and that you outplay someone by outsmarting them, skilling them. So it's yeah. We've been
cool.
Yeah, I think we need to wrap it up, boys.
yeah, you've got a thing, right? Well, this has been very insightful. This is a very long one, by the way. This is 50 minutes on here.
Yeah, we
We've
can't.
still got 50 minutes.
Yeah, we're 50 minutes in easily.
For 50 minutes. It take away 10 or 40, but still, like,
Yeah.
you are the one that had to bloody ask this last question. Anyway, let's wrap this up. Well, thank you for listening to the Jammy podcast. The most
Jam podcast.
No, Jam
Jam.
podcast.
We're going Jam.
I wanted to say jarring. Podcast. The most jarring.
I'm happy with that. We'll just call it that from now on.
No, but I said Jam instead because I looked at Jam because I've got my thing open and it said Jam. And it's fine. Thank you for watching the Jam podcast. And next week is Adam's week, actually.
My week, yeah,
It's
my
your
week.
So Junaid had the gaming week. I had the sci-fi week. And I don't know what.
Are you gonna tell us, or we're gonna just wait?
No. Leave it. I don't want to know.
I was about to say, I'll probably be dropping some links so you guys can at least see what we're going to be talking about.
Okay.
But that's going to be about it.
Okay. Well,
okay.
It's been your boy Norsentia here. I'd like to sign out. Boys, give your goodbyes, and then we'll finish this.
Subscribe and like and all that stuff.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.
Alright, get lost. Go do your thing, Jim.
Go spend time with your other relations.
Other family. Go on. Go on.
You guys are douchebags like that.
I'm not gonna lie though, like, because I hadn't seen the Google, I was like, oh, I really hope he's not gonna talk about what I'm gonna talk about next week.
But I'll put it up here again. I'll put it in the. See, I'm scared to make a podcast, a server, because I feel like your computer is just gonna shit itself again.
Oh, I'm not on my computer, am I?
Yeah.
I'm on my phone.
All right. Well,